Hello, TravClan members, and we welcome you to another learning episode. Well, in recent days, as you must have been following our TravClan news bulletin closely, with the incoming of vaccine and cases dropping, India is in many air bubbles with different countries, which gives not only a ray of hope for international travel, but also opens up new opportunities for our travel members and newer destinations for our Indian travelers. Out of those many countries, India recently signed up air bubble with Russia, and now Indians can visit this beautiful country, and hence today's webinar. So that members of our TravClan memory come to know what all Russia has to offer in Indian tourism market, and also more importantly, since we are transitioning into the post-COVID world, so what's all gonna change and what will be the new guidelines in respect to COVID or testing or quarantines. So like there are so many different rules which will be in the post-COVID world will exist in different countries. So we are gonna learn all this and more straight from our expert. A beautiful presentation for an equally beautiful destination is coming up for you. And if you have any queries, do post them in the live chat and we'll be taking them up in our Q&A session. So without any further ado, let's welcome our guest for the evening, Mr. Shine sir from Travels Mantra. Hello sir, how are you?
Hello, everybody. Hello, my dear. How are you? I'm very good. Thank you. Well, I'm also very happy to be part of this webinar, and this is my honor to give you all details about Russia. Well, luckily, recently, India and Russia, they have opened the border, and there is an amazing possibility to send the clients and the tourists. They can travel to Russia, and there are a lot to see in Russia. So I would be very happy to give you first about myself, some information. My name is Shakin, and I am the country manager of Travels Mantra in Russia. You may all know, and may all heard about Travels Mantra. Our offices are in India, in Russia, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, as well as in Kazakhstan, Ukraine, and we're here to give you and provide you with the best services. We are in tourism more than 13 years, and we have more than 13 years experience, and this is an honor to give you the best services ever.
Well, indeed, that is great. And I believe like Russia has definitely a lot to offer for Indian travelers as well. As in with the incoming of the air bubble news, like I was really very excited. And when I was discussing with my team, especially with Amit sir, like see, Russia has opened up, and apart from Maldives and Dubai, a new destination. So definitely I was quite excited. And we were discussing like we should definitely keep a webinar so that our travel agents come to know what will be the regulations and how they can pitch better to their customers as well.
Definitely. For more than 1 year, people sitting at home in lockdown, and they have been just suffering with that lockdown, and they couldn't travel. Well, as I know, Indians are really travel lovers, and they would love travel to different countries and part of the world. But unfortunately, due to COVID situation, none of us could travel. But this is a chance that right now Russia has opened the border. And as you know, there are a lot in Russia to visit. So this is the hugest country in the world. And definitely the agents that want to explain to their clients about Russia, they need to have a considerable amount of information. So this is my chance to be here at your service, and I'm going to give you all information in details. So in this case, I have also prepared a presentation file. I'm gonna upload it. So in this case, all of you can see all the information. Yeah. So you may all have heard about Russia. Russia's name is really big. And as you know, there are a lot to see in Russia. Russia is the largest country in the world, on the planet, and has many wonderful places to visit. Russia is huge. From west to the east by train, it takes more than 6 days. Now you can imagine how big Russia is. Russia is divided with some mountains between European part and Asian part. So basically, the Asian part is the majority of the area of Russia, with more than 70% of the area. But very interestingly, only 30% of the population living in Asian part. But in European part, which Moscow and St. Petersburg and some more cities falling in entirely, they have the area of only 30% of the area, but the population is more than 70%. So this is a very interesting fact about Russia. So about Russia, we can say that there are many cities that in which you can find plenty of touristic attractions from either European part or in Asian part. But we today would like to speak about European part. We're gonna speak about Moscow, St. Petersburg, and also Sochi, which Sochi recently has been very popular, especially with Indians. So as we have a vast number of attractions in many cities of Russia, so Russia has become one of the top destinations for the tourists from all over the world. So today we're going to start with some of the cities to see what really the cities look like and what exactly do we have in these beautiful cities. So let's start with Moscow. Moscow never sleeps. Believe me, this is not only a motto. This is really a fact. Moscow, as the official capital of Russia, located on the west part of Russia. So Moscow is right on the Moskova River and has a huge potential for tourism. Moscow is the largest city of Russia. The population may be like 14 or 15 million, but believe me, every day more than 4 or 5 million people from different cities coming to Moscow and makes the population of Moscow sometimes over 20 million. So you can imagine how populated city Moscow is. Basically, there will be a problem like a traffic. So there is heavy traffic time, there is traffic jam, but there are some potential to just ignore from traffic jams and live perfectly. So the most number of billionaires are living in Moscow. So this is not a surprise that we hearing that Moscow is one of the richest and at the same time, one of the most expensive cities of the world, because there are plenty of the billionaires living over there. Even that is why that there are many exhibitions, there are very good business in Moscow, and there are many, many businessmen that they would love to come to Moscow, travel to Moscow, trade or travel. So Moscow has a very great history, over 800 years, but Moscow has always been under invasion of different nations, from Mongols to Tatars, from Poles to Lithuanians, and Napoleon that was like 200 years ago, the last time that invaded Moscow. But Moscow always survived because the people of Russia, they cannot tolerate the strangers in their country if they want to intend to invade their country. Otherwise, they're very hospitable. So due to these invasions, many times, many of the big buildings, many of the museums, cathedral, they have been under damage, but they have been renewed, rebuilt. However, they are new, but they also still take you into the past, and they will show a great atmosphere of art, architecture, and history. So as I said, Moscow never sleeps, because whenever you come to Moscow, you will remember my word and my sentence. You will walk through Moscow streets and you will see everywhere lightning, people walking around and trying to have fun, especially during spring and summertime, that it is really hard to sleep because you want to enjoy your time in Moscow and walking. Well, apart from all I said about business and whatever else, Moscow consisting of many touristic attractions. That's why Moscow has been one of the top touristic cities of Russia. But let's see what really Moscow has and what really tourists will visit in Moscow. I have prepared you a list of Moscow highlights that step by step we will visit it. First of all, let me tell you, if you're planning to come to Moscow, well, definitely summertime, springtime is the best time. You will enjoy the weather and there are a lot to visit. There are many more museums which are open and operating, but during the whole year, it is possible to travel to Russia, to Moscow, St. Petersburg, and all other cities, because it has its different aspects. For those who love to travel in the warmth, they will come to spring and summer, but those who really want to visit the snowy part of Russia, so they will come during the winter time. We have usually 2-3 days excursion in Moscow, like half-day tour or full-day tour, it is possible. Basically, there are some attractions that you can visit in 2 days. That's why we usually suggest our clients and our agents to give them tours like 3 nights in Moscow, in which they can find like 2.5 days excursion. So that will be enough. Well, definitely, if they have more time, they can spend more time in suburb, in around Moscow and Moscow Center also. But I think 2.5 days or 3 days is enough for Moscow. Let's start with the mainest one, Red Square. This is a very famous name, by the way. You have heard about it. This is red, but red in formal language was beautiful in the past, like 400-500 years ago in Russia. As you see, the places like Kremlin, this is the walls of Kremlin. This part is St. Basil Cathedral. This part is GUM Trade Center, and also Nikolskaya Street, which is not visible from this part, but you can see the point that I'm showing you. Well, Red Square is really enormous, really huge, and there are many, many things over there. You will start coming into Red Square, you will take your unforgettable photos in Red Square, then you will go to GUM Trade Center that you can see, and you can see the big picture over here. You see the architectural style is really unique and it's really amazing. I don't suggest to go for shopping because really expensive, but you can go for have an ice cream, you can go for walking, taking beautiful photos and enjoying. But for those who really want to do shopping, this is also a place to shop. So you can see on the right side, Nikolskaya Street. Nikolskaya Street is always lightening, either during the day or during nighttime. This is not only for the tourists which are coming to Moscow, they will love this part of the city. No, even the Russians, as you see in the photo, the Russians walking around, taking photo and really enjoy. Another big name, which you have definitely heard about it. This is Arbat. Arbat Street, which is dating back from the beginning days of building Moscow. So Arbat Street is also a walking street in which you can find plenty of sculptures, statues, shops, very beautiful designs, which in different part of the year, they make different designs. And I can tell you that it is an amazing experience in Arbat Street. Kremlin of Moscow. Kremlin is the safest place in the world, I can assure you. Kremlin, which was once used to be the city fortress, now is placing many interesting things. First of all, the presidential work office. Mr. Vladimir Putin, my dear president, is placed in this presidential building, which is located inside the Kremlin citadel. You can see it over here. I'm showing with a point. Well, what else do we see? We see also many different cathedrals in which in the past so many super important ceremonies were happening. So like Assumption, as you see over there, you can see the Sabornaya Ploshad, which is a place in which you can find plenty of different cathedrals with different functions. Also, you can see Tsar's cannons. This also dating back to like 16th century, and this is also very nice to visit, and you can take plenty of beautiful photos. So Kremlin has been existed before, but in this present way, it was built in 14th century with red bricks and placed many Russian kings. It was a place for Russian kings and their families. When you get inside the Kremlin fortress, or better to say city citadel, you will first go through the territory. You can walk, you can visit the beautiful building of Arsenal. Then you will continue. There is always a very nice question that our clients, our tourists are asking us. Is it really possible to go inside the presidential building or not? Well, basically, even in India, you cannot go to presidential building. You can stand right next to it and take beautiful photos. In Kremlin is also the same. You can stand in front of it, You can take very beautiful photos. The building is really nice with a very special architectural style. So there are a lot to see. I can tell you that excursion in Kremlin usually takes 1 hour or 1.5 hours, but for those who are individually traveling and they want to spend more time, so they can go to also other cathedrals. Well, metro system of Moscow. As you remember, I said initially that sometimes the population of Moscow goes over 20 million people. So for such huge number of people, there must be a very good metro system in which the people can easily travel and transfer from this part to another part. The Moscow metro system of Moscow has been established and founded by the order of Joseph Stalin. You may have heard about him in 1935. This is a very amazing underground system. Apart from transporting people, it is also very beautiful to visit. That's why all the tourists, they're asking to visit metro. If not, we will suggest them because this is really worth to visit it. So in many aspects, we can say that metro of Moscow is really unique. First of all, when you go into the metro of Moscow, you need to go down with escalators for more than 70 or 80 meters into the depths underground. So I can tell you that most of the Soviet Union metro systems are the same. So this amazing depths, I can say, has made metro system of Moscow very unique and one of the deepest in the world. As you may have heard, the first deepest one is in Ukraine. So we have the station with the depths of 84 meters. Can you imagine how deep it is? So millions of people every day using the train and using the metro system of Moscow, and they have easier their life. So totally we have 232 stations, which is a little bit confusing for those who are the first time looking at the map of metro system. But believe me, this is not only a metro system. This is like an art gallery. When you walk through of it, as if you're walking through an art gallery. You can find plenty of micro mosaics. You can find the different symbols of Soviet Union and the Red Army and different art. And really, it is a masterpiece. I totally suggest it. Well, as I said before, we can provide 2 or 3 days excursion in Moscow. It was true because we have still other places to visit. As you see, Victory Park, which is in the left part. So Victory Park is a memorial park to the Second World War. So when you just get into that, you can find a very beautiful green park in which we usually give time to the clients, to the tourists to walk and take photo like 30 or 40, 45 minutes because there are a lot to visit. They will go stand next to this beautiful monument. They will take photo to the column. Then they can go to the Museum of Second World War, which is still, I can tell you, is really beautiful and really worth to visit it. So after that like 30, 40 minutes, we will go next step. Next step is University of Moscow. So you can see how beautiful the building is. Believe me, this is 240 meters height. Can you imagine 240 meters? And this is one of the tallest universities. And this is the tallest building in Moscow, even I can say. So while you get there, you can have a chance taking photo with it and walk through this area, and you can see different monuments, statues of Russian scientists, Russian formal scientists, that I can tell you it is a very nice experience. Well, this is not all. You can also enjoy a very beautiful experience on cruises. So I have shared only one cruise here, but we have different types of cruises. This is Moskva River. This is alongside with Kremlin walls and Kremlin towers. You can see the symbolic star of Soviet Union. So while you get on this cruise, you can have a very good excursion for more than 2 hours. You will visit enough. And this time you will be visiting from the aspects of water and river, all the parts of the city. So we have another type of cruise, which is called Radisson Royal Cruise. That Radisson Royal Cruise is really luxurious. The excursion takes 2.5 hours. The route is the same. They will go through the same canal and the same river, but like the atmosphere of the cruise is a little bit more luxurious. And believe me, it's a very nice experience. Well, I think for now is enough speaking about Moscow, because we need so much time speaking this amazing city, St. Petersburg, a key to paradise. Believe me, I really mean it. St. Petersburg is the #1 top destination of Russia. It was founded in 1703 on Neva River by the order of Peter the Great. I can tell you, initially, this land belonged to the Sweden, but during the Northern War, which took like 21 years, they could get this land, but this land was only water and mud. So they needed to build a very huge city. It was a very tough work, but with the help of architects, people, and the king himself, they were able to build this amazing city. So this city, in case of economic or strategically, was very important. But you know why? Because it was located next to the Baltic Sea, so it could connect Russia to the Europe. That's why they also call St. Petersburg as a window to Europe. So now we understand why Peter the Great insisted taking control of this city. St. Petersburg once used to be the official capital of Russia during the rule of Russian Empire for more than 200 years. I can tell you exactly 208 years. It was the glory of Russia during the former empire time. And exactly, that's why when you enter to St. Petersburg, when you come to St. Petersburg, you will visit many different museums, palaces that really gives you the atmosphere as if you are in the past time. But due to the unique architectural style of city and the vast number of palaces, museums, and many special places, this city is called cultural capital of Russia right now. St. Petersburg has many names, and believe me, for each single name of it, there is a reason. So when you come to St. Petersburg, you will feel it immediately because there are a lot to visit. St. Petersburg is the most popular touristic city of Russia, and there are many attractions. That's why millions of tourists every year coming to St. Petersburg, either by plane or with cruises coming from Europe, from America, or different part of the world. So St. Petersburg right now is competing with super touristic cities in the world, and that's why coming to Russia requires definitely coming to St. Petersburg. You have definitely heard about White Night. White Night, this is a phenomena which is happening in St. Petersburg, and this is only because of the geographical location of St. Petersburg, and it happens during May. From May, I can say it starts until the end of July. Many are saying that it will start from 15th of May until the mid of July. But I can say when you come to St. Petersburg during all these 2-3 months, you will definitely feel it. But you need to know more about St. Petersburg. So I have also listed the highlights of St. Petersburg. Well, definitely speaking about St. Petersburg requires more than a day to speak about it, to give information, but due to the timing, we need to just make it faster. Nevsky Prospect, you can see it. This is the first street of St. Petersburg, founded in 1710 by the order of Peter the Great. This is the first street, really beautiful. I am wordless to express my feeling about Nevsky Prospect. When you come to Nevsky, all you need is just walking and enjoying. on the left side or on the right side. There are many, many different things during this street. It is about 4 kilometers, but all you need is going from one side to the end, turn around, and again get back, because both sides there are a lot to visit and it really worth it. But while you're walking or taking excursion on coach through Nevsky Prospect, what you will see? You will see, first of all, Kazan Cathedral. This is the great cathedral of St. Petersburg, and ceremonies being held right now in this cathedral. It's very important cathedral, and architecturally is really beautiful. And they have been using the classical architectural style, which was dating back and used like in 6th or 7th century BCE. That's why St. Petersburg has a very special atmosphere of classical style. So from outside and from inside by the travelers will be visited, so they can go inside, they can visit inside and outside also. What else do we have? This is the amazing cathedral of spilled blood. So you may think that this is similar to St. Basil Cathedral that initially we visited in Moscow. But this one is, I can say, completely different. The atmosphere is different, and the feeling that gives to you is also different. Usually in economic packages, we will visit panoramically, and we visit around. There is canal here, there is bridge, and there are many, many different things. It's really beautiful. And this one also could be suggested to the clients. So Vasilievsky Island, this part is called Estrelka. This is handmade, this is artificial. So in like 200-300 years ago, they built this part. All this land is Vasilievsky Island. So it was a place in which the cruises, they come here, they stopped here, and they were doing their trades. So you can see the columns of flame here even visible. So they show the way. This bridge is Palace Bridge, and later I will explain about Palace Bridge. This bridge is the one that will open, and we have a very amazing excursion on the boat that tourists will take part and they will enjoy it. Well, the next one is Peter and Paul Fortress. This is the first spot built in St. Petersburg. As I said before, the land belonged to the Sweden, so Russians needed to make a fortress, to build a fortress, in which from this fortress they could fight against the Sweden. But interestingly, they never used it. So we have also church here, cathedral here, we have prison here. There are many, many things while you get into the territory, which we usually include into our tour packages. Well, this one is also very famous, St. Isaac Cathedral. This is the largest, the most innermost cathedral of Russia, of all Russia. From the aspects of architecture, this is unique, and also from inside is really beautiful. Visiting inside this cathedral, I can say if you want to really enjoy visiting inside, it takes more than 1 hour because you need to get inside. There are very beautiful mosaic works, masterpieces, paintings, and many, many more arts. Then you will need to, if you want, by the way, you will need to go up and visit the view of the city from the top of the cathedral. Also, this part of the city is also included in the packages, so the clients will really enjoy it. Well, the most important and famous one, Hermitage Museum. Definitely everybody has heard about that. So Hermitage Museum is the second largest art museum in the world. Is one of the most attractive places in St. Petersburg. Believe me, it really worth visiting it. It was built in 1764 by the order of Elizabeth Petrovna, the daughter of Peter the Great, and I can say in every time, in every era of each one of the kings or queens, it was completed. So basically, the museum complex is divided into 5 different buildings. So these buildings are connected to each other, attached to each other with some arcs. So when you start visiting it, you will enter usually from the Winter Palace, and then by these arcs, after visiting many different beautiful parts of the museum, you will go to the next and the next buildings that really waiting you to visit and show you different things. As you can see, the marble staircase, really luxurious. There are gilding, there is art, there are many paintings, many things to visit that really we suggested. But there is only one problem. I cannot call it problem. I cannot name it problem, because if you want to really visit this amazing museum, you need to wait and stay in the line. Sometimes the lines take like 15-20 minutes, but sometimes it takes more like 30-40 minutes because there are, how to say, millions of tourists that they want to enter to this beautiful palace and visit it, because really there are a lot to see. So during the summertime, you need to wait more, and during the fall or winter time, definitely it's easier to get into and visit and enjoy. Well, northern Venice, as you remember, I said there are so many names for St. Petersburg. Another name is northern Venice. But why northern Venice? Well, northern because the location is in the north, but why Venice? As you see, there is everywhere water, there is everywhere bridges, there is everywhere canals. So these canals will go through each other, and after that it leads the boats, as you see here, into the huge Neva, which is really beautiful. So you can see even white nights. This is like, I think here, like 10 p.m. and you can still see the sunshine in the sky. During the white night, it's very, how to say, it doesn't get dark at all until 11:30. You can even see the sunshine if the weather that day was sunny. And even after that, it doesn't get dark. It just gets blue a little bit. And after like 1-2 hours, again, it will be sunny and the sun will rise. So during this nice time, you need to spend your time on a very memorable excursion. So this excursion can be done with this kind of boats or the cruises. Sometimes excursions start from canals and sometimes starts from the Neva River. There is no difference. The only difference is I myself personally suggest this one, because these kind of boats, they will go through the canals, and then after visiting many things during the way through the canals, after that they will come to this part of the Neva River, and then they will visit around the Neva River. So if you take big cruises, you will be able to visit and have your excursion only on Neva River, but not during the canals. And the prices both are the same. There is no difference. So this excursion usually starts from the middle of April, and sometimes it takes until, it continues until the end of October, but it is up to the weather. And so when the rain, it rains so much, the surface of water will rise. So definitely it will be a little bit dangerous. That's why usually these excursions will continue until middle of October or maximum the end of October. So as I said, due to these canals, boat riding, water, it is really similar to Venice, which is in Italy. But luckily, we are lucky because our city will not go underwater. So excursion on the boat is very interesting. It takes usually 1.5 hours. And in this 1.5 hours, listening to your super professional, well-experienced guide, you will have enough information. You can take very beautiful photos and make very good memory. So totally, we have more than 700 bridges. Now you can imagine, St. Petersburg is divided into different islands. So this island need to be connected with this bridge, more than 700. Some bridges are very narrow and small, some are very big, as you see here in the bottom. So we have some bridges in St. Petersburg that they open, but why? This is a very nice incident that happens every night from April until October. But why? As I said, this is a window to Europe. So the trade cruises, they come from the right side, they will go through these bridges and they will go to Atlantic Ocean, Baltic Sea, they will go to the Europe. So basically these bridges need to be opened in order to provide a way for these cruises. So this is a very nice time for the travelers, for the visitors, for even for the Russians to take the excursion on boat and visit it. It happens during nighttime and it opens at 1:30 a.m. So we have two types of excursion on the boat or cruise. First during the daytime, as you see, and the second during the nighttime. Both the way, route, everything is the same. But the only thing which differs is during the nighttime, they will be able to visit opening of the bridge. Let's go to another amazing palace, Peterhof, Russian Versailles. So why do we call it Russian Versailles? So after a very long journey to France, Peter the Great was really affected by the beauty of Versailles in France. So after returning, he commanded to build the same thing in St. Petersburg. Peterhof is inside a village. It is a name of a village in the southwest of St. Petersburg, just next to the Gulf of Finland. It's a very nice location. It takes usually around 1 hour, less or more, to get there from the city center. And while you enter the Peterhof, you will feel the different atmosphere. It's a very green, beautiful part of the city. And also you can find 2-3 different types of residential palaces, but the mainest one is Peterhof, that they will come here and they will visit it. So usually we include 2 types of excursion. It's up to the request of the clients, definitely. So they can either come to visit only the garden, which is a royal garden, or they can go to visit the palace and then also the garden. Peterhof garden is really beautiful. Is simply similar to the Versailles, is beautifully designed in European and Russian style. As I said, only 1 hour and you're already there. So why should we visit Peterhof? Because as you see, you can see the real life of Russian former tsars. You can find even their dishes, everything that once they used to use it, now you can visit it. I should honestly tell you, visiting Peterhof Palace, I mean, this part is a little hard. Why? Because you need to wait into the line and you will have a timing for entrance to the palace and you need to just tolerate it. As I said before, this is very beautiful and it's worth to visit. So you will tolerate it. It's not that long, believe me, but the routes are a little bit narrow and maybe they will tell you that you need to just visit and go on and let the other travelers visit it. But what else do we visit? Apart from this amazing palace that I have shared only one photo of it, you can visit the garden. You see the garden is really beautiful. And in different parts of the garden, you will find different design, European, Russian, Italian, French, different types of gardening. There is a canal. So this water will go through the canal and will lead into the Gulf of Finland. There are fountains. Fountains are really beautifully designed. There are golden sculptures, there are marble, there are cascade, and there are troughs, many different things. So it usually takes, the excursion takes like 2 hours or 2 hours, 30 minutes in Peterhof if the clients would like to visit not only the garden, but the palace also. Let's go to another palace, Catherine Palace. Catherine Palace is also very famous. Hard to visit, but very famous. Catherine Palace is located in another village. This village initially was called Tsar's Village, in which you can find plenty of different palaces. But later, in 20th century, in honor of famous Russian poet Pushkin, the name changed to Pushkin Village. So when you travel like 40 minutes from city center to Pushkin, you will start feeling this beautiful village because it's really different. super green, and there are a lot to visit. When you get into it, you may on the way see many different types of palaces, but the mainest one is Catherine Palace that you need to get into. Also during the summertime, it's really, how to say, not that, but anyhow, it's a little bit hard to get into. You need to wait during the long queues. And after that, you need to get into the palace. So you cannot avoid this line during summertime. What else can we say? Amber Room, one of the new 7 wonders of world, is located in this amazing palace. So how many reasons do you need to go to Catherine Palace? Let's see. Well, this is the Catherine Palace. This is beautifully designed by the Italian architect, and as you see, he has used Baroque style, architectural style, which was very famous and popular in Russia in 18th century. Gardening is very special and it is very nicely preserved. You can also visit in Catherine Palace. Also, there are routes, different types of routes. And so you can visit different part of the rooms, different types of the rooms. And at the end, this is your privilege. This is your chance to get into this amazing room, which is called Amber Room. They are real ambers and there is no price for this room. You will definitely get amazed and drawn into the beauty. Very suggested place. Well, I think for now is enough speaking about St. Petersburg because of time limitation, but we have still a lot to tell you. Sochi, another amazing destination. It is also considered as the summer capital of Russia. So here is how you travel. Usually travelers will come to Moscow, and from Moscow, they can just fly to Sochi. It takes like around 2 hours, 30 minutes from Moscow to Sochi, and you can also enjoy your time in Sochi. What we suggest is like 2 nights or even 3 nights in Sochi to visit enough, because basically travelers coming to Sochi, they combined their tour package with Moscow and St. Petersburg due to the limitation of time. So they need to just stay 2-3 nights to visit enough. But what do we have in Sochi? As you see, Sochi is a resort city of Russia. Next to the Black Sea, the climate is completely different. The weather is warm, and Sochi has been for about 100 years, even more, very popular destination for even the Russians, because Russian people, we really love warmth and we really love sun. So in this part of Russia, which is in the south part of Russia, we have enough sun, and we have the warm, amazing water, clean water of Black Sea. So we can go for swimming, when we can go for sunbathing. But why Sochi is so popular? Well, initially Sochi was popular only for Russian, but after 2007, when Sochi was chosen for the Winter Olympic Games of 2014, this destination became known more very rapidly. So soon tourists came to Sochi and they really know what is going on in Sochi. But what do we really see? Well, as I said, 2 nights or 3 nights is enough. Or basically you can spend more time, but during your stay in Russia, due to the time limitation, you can take like 2 nights or 3 nights in Sochi. Well, you will go to the city center part, you will go to different libraries, there are different theaters, there are nice buildings, there are nice squares. You can enjoy your time, you can go for beach, you can I don't know, you can enjoy swimming in the warm water of Sochi. Then you can go for waterfall. This is called 33 waterfall. It is outside the city, and it takes time to get there. It's like a full day excursion. From morning you will go, and in the evening you will return back. Well, basically Sochi has three different aspects of tourism. Well, either you will see the Central Park, or you will go for swimming and beach tourism. Then you will go for green tourism. You can go for, I don't know, into the nature, or at the end you can enjoy resorts and winter games. So you can go to Krasnaya Polyana, as you see here, and it takes about 1 hour, 15 minutes to get there, and you can enjoy your time. Even if you want, you can stay for 1 more or 2 nights. I should tell you that hotels in this part of Sochi is more expensive, much more expensive than the city center, because this is a resort and very popular for those who really want to enjoy winter activities. Well, I think we spoke about Moscow, St. Petersburg, and Sochi enough, but we need to know how to get there. Well, how to get there? Aeroflot and Air India, luckily, after opening the border, they are flying directly to Moscow. So coming from Delhi, as you see, it usually takes 6 hours or 6 hours, 30 minutes tops to fly from Delhi to Moscow. And after that, you will take your second trip if you want to directly go to St. Petersburg, or you will stay in Moscow, then you will travel to St. Petersburg. There is also another possibility. You can use Fly Dubai. They also has flights to Moscow, but you need to go via Dubai. So basically the price will go a little bit higher, and maybe you will lose some times because of transferring from Dubai. Also, Air Arabia is also flight from Sharjah that you can take that one. Basically, there are different possibilities since that the border has recently opened. Maybe the options for the flights still not that much. However, there are 3-4 options, but definitely as the time goes by, there will be some more possibilities. So you can see the schedules of the flight, on which day they were traveling, on which day they will return. Departure and arrival is completely clear here. So according to this departure and arrival, we will organize some tours. We can make like 4 days tours, 5 nights tours, 7 nights tours. It's up to the possibility and up to the request of the clients. So here is how you travel. You travel from India, and you will go over these countries, and you will be right in Moscow within just 6 hours. Let's get familiar with the airports. Well, we have different types of airports. In Moscow, we have basically 4 airports, but 3 of them are the mainest one, and one of them is the most important one. SVO, standing for Sheremetyevo Airport, which is the most international airport. Even most of the travelers first coming to SVO airport, and from India, Aeroflot also flying to SVO. And the next one is DME, standing for Domodedovo Airport. This airport is also very enormous, definitely less popular than SVO. There is more possibility of flights in SVO. And the last one is VKO, this international airport, VKO standing for Vnukovo. Well, as I said, most of the international flights landing in SVO, because this is the most international one. From all these airports to the city center, it takes, well, definitely considering the traffic, it takes around 1 hour, 1 hour, 10 minutes. The only one which is a little bit farther is DME, Domodedovo Airport, which takes like about 1 hour, 30 minutes or 40 minutes. This is the farthest one. Otherwise, they're all like 1 hour far from city center. Let's go to St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg Airport is called LEB, standing for Pulkovo Airport. Very nice, very well organized, very beautiful airport. And it is also only 40 to 45 minutes far from city center. At all not hard to travel or transfer yourself from LED to the city center. Speaking of Sochi Airport, AER, Sochi International Airport. This one is also 45 to 50 minutes far from city center. And so after that, you will be immediately in the city. Speaking of transportation, so we have intercity transportation. We have different possibilities to travel from this city to another one? Well, as you know, flight is the very fast one, is very convenient, is very comfortable. We have different types of flights. From Moscow to Sochi, as I said, 2.5 hours. From St. Petersburg to Sochi, it takes 3 hours, 15 minutes. And from Moscow to St. Petersburg or vice versa, it takes 1 hour, 15 minutes. It's nothing. We have high-speed train, Sapsan. Believe me, this is the amazing option. This is the beloved one. So this high-speed train traveling in some special routes, not in all the routes. So this train will go from Moscow to St. Petersburg to Nizhny Novgorod, only covering 3-4 cities, not all the cities. But this is always the first option that we suggest to the tourists because it is really nice and it is a very amazing experience in this high-speed train, which is called Sapsan. From Moscow to St. Petersburg or vice versa, which the distance is almost 700 kilometers, it goes only in 3 hours, 45 minutes with a speed of over 200 kilometers per hour. So we have also another normal type of train as anyone has is in his country. So this one takes time. This one goes very slowly, and it takes from 8 hours to 10, 11 hours. Also, we have bus that can travel from this city to another, which we never suggest to the clients, and they will not also choose it because it's not comfortable at all. It will take so long, and our first option is also always Sapsan. Well, time duration of each one of them and which option is the best? As I said, Moscow to Sochi, it will be done by flight. This is the best option, and it takes 2.5 hours. From St. Petersburg to Sochi, also the best option is flight, like 3 hours, 15 minutes. And from Moscow to St. Petersburg, or the opposite way, by flight, 1 hour, 15 minutes. By high-speed train, 3 hours, 45 minutes. But we always suggest Sapsan. Why? There are some reasons. Train station in both cities located in city center. As you know, most of the airports usually locating outside the city. As I said before, it takes usually 1 hour or 45 minutes from city center to get there. You need to go like 2-3 hours, be there earlier for check-in. You understand when you arrive to the destination, again, you're outside the city, and again, it is time consuming to go to another part of the city. So all these things, if you're flying with flight, so it will take maybe more than 5-6 hours. So if it is so, why not taking Sapsan, which is going 3 hours, 45 minutes, and you don't need to be presented in the train station like 2-3 hours. You can be over there even 15 minutes earlier, even 20 minutes earlier, and get into the train and have a very amazing experience. As I said before, goes over 220 kilometers per hour. This is also another reason for this amazing experience. Well, it is unbelievably comfortable by looking at it. And well, we have different types of seats with table, seats without table. There is enough space to put your legs properly. Your legs will not go tired. You can walk, you can really enjoy the way. And the way is very beautiful. The way is really green during the summertime. And if during the winter time, you will enjoy the snowy way of Moscow to St. Petersburg or vice versa. And the last one, there is no limitation for luggage. As you know, Russian flights, usually they provide 23, 24 kilograms. So this is not enough for some people, maybe. But for Sapsan, you can take, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 kilograms, and nobody will ask you why you're taking such big luggage into this place. So there is a spot when you get into the door. There is right next to the door on the left or on the side, on the right side, there is a place that you will put your luggage, and then you will take it back. Well, as we are so lucky, the border is open for Indians. You may want to know about the situation about the visa. Well, how can you take a visa? You need to have a package and you need to have a proof hotel reservation. In this case, they will make sure that you're traveling. Well, recently, like 2-3 months ago, the officials said that they are going to start e-visas. So we have been waiting for that. So far, they have not operated it, and the process is as before. So you can see the list of visas, number of entries, processing time, like from 4 to 20 days if single entry, and if you just want to enter the country and travel, you don't want to rush, so you can take the normal visa. It maybe take like in 5-6 days, or maybe 10 days or even more. So the price you can see. Well, we have also another types of visa, which is faster. So in 1 to 3 days, you can take it, and the prices are definitely different. We have double entry and multiple entry Russian visa. So all you need is contacting to an agency and like give proof of hotel reservation, and you will reserve a hotel, you will have a package, everything is organized, then you will submit for your visa. That's definitely your agent will do that. Well, apart from whatever we explained so far, you may ask, what else do we see in Moscow, St. Petersburg, or in other cities? Well, definitely there are a lot to visit, but there are some things that we always suggested. You can see Bolshoi Theater. Bolshoi in Russian language means big. So this is the big theater in Moscow. So in this theater, there will be ballet show, different types of theater that will be performed with the best ballerians, with the best performers, and it is a very nice, very amazing, unforgettable experience. You can sit and you can enjoy. As you see, the atmosphere, the place itself is really amazing. Even there is an excursion visiting Bolshoi Theater. So this is also one of Moscow's top visitor attractions. But if you missed visiting it and you missed performance of this program, don't worry, don't be upset. You have still chance. You can come to St. Petersburg, which is also very famous. In St. Petersburg, there is also shows, ballet shows, and the same programs are being performed in St. Petersburg. And there are many palaces and different theaters that in which you can take and enjoy your time. Well, Nikolin Circus of Moscow recently been very popular for the Indians. This is the best Moscow circus show, and with a high rating, very popular, very famous. So this one is also a program in which you will never find a repetitive program. They always show you different types, different style of performances, sometimes with animals, sometimes without animals. It's up to the program in that day. It's very popular, and as you see, this is not a photo in like one day. This is a photo almost every day. In all the programming day, it is the same, because the tickets, they usually get sold out very fast. So if you want to take part in this amazing circus, which is called Nikolin in Moscow, you need to be faster. But otherwise, there are also some other circus, great circus of Moscow. We have also great circus of St. Petersburg, that they are also very interesting. Well, as far as we all know, food is always a matter for all the travelers. We have food tourism, so we could know that how important food is. Well, our dear respected Indian travelers coming to Russia, they always ask about the food, but I can guarantee you, we have restaurants here like Darbars, Cardamom. I don't want to call the names, maybe it's like advertising. I'm not gonna do that, but we have enough number of different types of restaurants in which you may find the food even more delicious, even better than the restaurant in India itself. Believe me, this is guaranteed. So there are many number of Indian restaurants. We have possibilities in different cities. In Moscow and St. Petersburg, there is no limitation. In many of the restaurants, we can serve you with very beautiful dishes. So apart from Indian food, we have also Russian food, we have like continental food, we have Asian food, Caucasian food. Well, in case of food and restaurant, we have no limitation in Russia. In case of bar, disco, clubs, we have no limitation, and definitely clients will enjoy it. Well, as you see, we have provided sample itinerary highlights in which you can see enough of the attractions with a very good rate, by the way, and with good hotels. So this package is on board. This package is continuing for many years. We are just giving these services. And so here is how it works. You will arrive to Moscow by flight. You will meet your guide or driver if individually traveling, not requiring driver. You will be like helped to transfer to hotel. You will be checked in. Check-in time in Russia is usually after 15, so you will get used to it. Then the second day, well, actually in the evening time, you will be suggested many good programs if you want, or you can just take your time on your own. It's up to your decision, definitely. Second day, your city tour in Red Square and metro excursion will start. You will have a very amazing breakfast at your hotel, and you will start at 10. Then metro excursion will start. We usually show 3 or 4 stations, which are the most prominent one and the most beautiful one. And after that, you will head to the sightseeing of the city, like Red Square, GUM Center, St. Basil Cathedral, Alexander Garden, and Kremlin from outside. Well, as you see, the location of Kremlin is in a way that even from outside, you can visit many of the things. So if you are not insisting to get into the Kremlin, so even from outside, you can visit enough. Nikolsky Street and Arbat Street is also part of our program. Then you will have enough time to go for shopping. Then after returning home, your excursion will end. So on the third day, again, you will check out, you will have your breakfast first, then you will check out, you will go to train station by high-speed train, less than 4 hours, you will be already in another city, and then you will continue your excursion in St. Petersburg. So in St. Petersburg also you have options, your sightseeing, as I showed you before, the highlights of St. Petersburg was shown to you before. So you will visit Nevsky Prospect, Kazan Cathedral from inside and from outside, Nikolai Square, in which you can also visit St. Isaac Cathedral from outside, which is really beautiful. Spilled Blood Cathedral will be panoramically visited. Neva River, you will see Strelka and Vasilievsky Island, as I said before. Well, Palace Square, which is right next to Hermitage Museum, Alexander Column is also right over there. You will stop by Hermitage Museum and you will visit the building, which is really beautiful. After that, you will head to the Peter and Paul Fortress Territory, and you will take like 30-35 minutes over there, and you will enjoy your time. Then your tour will be finished. Well, if the clients want, the guide also will help them to go for different shops and enjoy shopping and different handicrafts. And there are many things to visit in Russia and even buy as a memory. Well, the fifth day is like buffet breakfast. The day as your leisure will be, and you will explore the city. If you want, you can get the help of your guide or the company to provide you with more programs. Otherwise, you can go for shopping. We have Galeria Mall in St. Petersburg, or even in Moscow. If you had like 1 day off, you can go for exploring the city, and also you can go for shopping in Yevropevsky Mall or other malls, which there are a lot of brands, different things to visit. Well, on the last day, you will have your breakfast and you will check out and you will be transferred to the airport to return back to your home. As you see, there is an inclusion for 5 nights Russia. So this is a sample package. If you have another type of enthusiast for traveling to Russia with food, with meal, with lunch, without, or with all the meals, we can provide you, no problem. You can just send your queries. And also gala dinner are very amazingly performed. New Year programs, we have many experience for these kind of ceremonies we have for Indians. Well, I hope you really enjoyed this webinar. I tried to give you enough information, and definitely I will be here at your service to answer any of your questions if there is any kind of question in your mind which is not answered. Dear Rakshit, I'm here.
Well, thank you so much, Shine sir, for this informative presentation. Like, Russia is so beautiful, and the way you presented it was quite unique. In Moscow and in St. Petersburg, the architecture was really beautiful and eye captivating. Like, I was waiting here, and I was I have just added Russia in my travel bucket list. Like, see, this is the place I definitely want to visit. And
Definitely.
like it has so much to offer for Indian travelers. Like, as I mentioned, architectural wise, the inside beauty interiors are so beautiful and rich looking, and there's so much history as well attached to it, so definitely Indians would love it. And for adventurous people, in Sochi, as you mentioned, like there are winter sports and there is green tourism, so that is quite unique as well.
Of course it is. Believe me, this is not a motto. Those who are coming to Russia, it will not be only the first time coming to Russia. They will again return. We have some travelers that they have visited Russia 3 or 4 times because, as I said before, initially, Russia is enormous. So basically, there are many, many things to visit. So there are some people asking about the Golden Ring. There are, I don't know, Golden Ring of Russia is consisting of 7, 8 different medieval cities of Russia, in which they can also find like medieval cathedrals. They even we can also organize them with tour in Kazan, in Sochi, in Murmansk, different cities, no matter. But our dear Indian tourists, as they are very obsessed about their food, what we suggest is usually Moscow and St. Petersburg, because there are a lot of possibilities in case of changing restaurants, whatever they want, it is possible to do that, because these cities are the most touristic cities and the possibility is more. Traveling to Russia requires a special taste, but if the tourists, they have different types of the taste, they will visit. If during winter time, so during the winter time they will come. If during summertime, they will visit many different parks, and they will definitely enjoy, and I suggest you to also.
Definitely, like, as I was coming to that point only, like, with the inclusions of points like the food, especially, which is so important when an Indian is traveling to internationally. Definitely food is one thing that he would definitely want to inquire about, like, whether he will get Indian food or not, and secondly, whether he'll get a good quality Indian food, so that is quite important as well.
Of
Plus,
course, it is very important. Yeah, as I said before, believe me, this is guaranteed. They can find the food in restaurants in Moscow and St. Petersburg, where they cannot find the same food even in India. Believe me, because the chefs are really professional. The ingredients are very good. The restaurants are very well designed. We are organizing even ceremonies, gala dinner, or different type of program over there.
Definitely, and I believe our travel agents definitely would have loved this presentation as well. So let us start with the Q&A session. So
Of course.
first question is from Hina Kosar, and they want to basically ask about the COVID test. Like, if the passenger is staying for more than 10 days, like what are the testing rules and how many PCR tests have to be done?
Well, actually, the rules are the same as before. It's good that you asked this question. Let me explain about the new protocols. Well, the protocols are very easy and understanding. The clients coming from India, they will have to need just bring a negative PCR COVID test. So they will be on arrival in English language. They will show it to the officials in the airport. So they will welcome them and they will continue their journey. So when they are staying in Russia, there will be no limitation. All the limitations are removed. All the restaurants, bars, everything is open. There is no limitation in the city. Even wearing mask is not obligated, but it's up to them, definitely, if they want to just keep their safety. About staying like 10 days, there is no limitation. They can stay, and after returning, so they need to just take another like COVID test, a PCR negative, they need to show to return back. So in this case, we have also easier this for the clients. They usually need to go to a lab like 2 days before departure or 3 days before departure to just give this test. Well, they need to just take a taxi to get there, again struggling, like not knowing Russian language in labs. So they will have so much problem if they go themselves. It's not a problem, by the way, but this is what it is. But we have easier than, and we can call the doctors and we can provide them with nurses and doctors in the lobby of the hotel, in the room if they want. They will come to the hotel and they will take their test and they don't need to go anywhere. Even the price for them will be even cheaper.
Definitely. So thank you for answering this question.
Yeah.
Next question is from Vandana Singhania. And they want to ask, like, can you suggest the best places to stay in Moscow and St. Petersburg?
Well, if he's asking about the hotels, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Well, basically, the hotel is the best option. We have other accommodation places, definitely, but maybe the Indians, they would not like it. Well, we usually in our packages, due to the high rates right now, high rates of the hotels, flights, and many different things, we try to keep the prices lower. But we are suggesting some good hotels that we have very good relation and contracts with them, and we have been working many years with them. That's why we're getting very special rates. We are in this package that I usually share with the clients. We give 3-star hotels in Moscow, like Cosmos Hotel, which is almost in the center, and Park in Pribaltiskaya Hotel in St. Petersburg. But it is up to their request. If they want 4-star hotel, there is also other option. We have brand hotels if they want, like Novotel. We have Ismailova Delta. All these hotels are good. It's good that he asked this question. I wanted to explain one more thing. Well, actually, usually Indian travelers, they're asking about Central Park Hotel in Moscow. Believe me, except the Four Seasons Hotel, which is a luxurious 5-star hotel in the heart of city next to Red Square, there is no other like 3 or 4-star hotel in the city center. They need to go like far, like 5, 6, 7 metro stations from city. But why we are suggesting Cosmos Hotel, this is only because, first, the hotel has 1,777 rooms. Is a huge hotel. The rooms are big and the lobby is pretty big. There are many possibilities, restaurants, shops, many things over there. Believe me, when you enter into this hotel, you will not feel it is a 3-star as if it is a 4-star. And by the way, the location is amazing, only 2 stations to the Red Square. That's why we usually suggest it. And in Moscow, we can suggest also Ismailova Hotel. Maybe they are not in the center, but the quality of the rooms are good, the rates are good, and the food for the breakfast is also very good. We have another 4-star hotel, which is called Novotel Moscow Center. This is also next to Moscow City, and it is also very close to the center. In St. Petersburg, there is also possibilities suggesting different types of hotels, but the best option we usually suggest Park in Pribaltiskaya because it has been experienced with, I can say, more than 500,000 of the tourists from India, and they all loved it. Even for sometimes they have been providing Indian breakfast. So it means that Indians finding their house in Park in Pribaltiskaya 4-star hotel. But if they are looking for some other hotels, it's okay. Due to good relation with the hotel and contracts, we will provide them with the best rates.
All right. I hope this gives them an idea about their question. So next question is like, if a client wants to cover Moscow and St. Petersburg, like how many days are enough? Like, what are the days that you will suggest them?
Well, it's a very hard question. As I said, there are a lot even to speak about Moscow and St. Petersburg. Now, you can imagine if you want to travel, you can even spend more time. There are, if they don't have a limitation time, they can take 7 nights. 7 nights is good enough. So if 7 nights, then they will spend 3 nights in Moscow and 4 nights in St. Petersburg. So in such cases, we usually suggest them full board packages in which they will have lunch and dinner, and they will have full day bus and guide from like 10 in the morning until 10, 11 in the evening. So they will visit all these places that I showed in the presentation file. But if they have limitation time or budget, they can take 6 nights or even 5 nights. What we do is, if the timing is less, we will try to maximize it, and we will try to put them all together and let them visit all these places. Maybe they need to, I don't know, walk a little bit faster. Maybe they need to just make it faster, but they will visit it definitely. Like 7 nights or 6 nights is the best option. But if limitation time, 5 nights is okay.
All right. So, and what is the estimated budget like a client can look upon when they're visiting Russia?
Well, this is also up to the package they're looking for. The budget is also depending on the flight, and apart from flight, it's from 300, you can say from 3 to 280 or 300 up to, I don't know, $500 or $600. It's up to the package. That's why we cannot say it's exactly. So I think for such question, to answer such question, it's better to receive the query and after that work on it and try to keep the rates and prices as low as possible.
All right. Well, thank you for answering this question as well. Next question is, can you mention some excursions, like especially in regards with St. Petersburg?
Apart from the excursion I showed.
Like, if you can mention some St. Petersburg excursions.
Well, St. Petersburg excursions, apart from excursions I showed already, like Peterhof, Catherine Palace, I can suggest them also Pavlovsk or Gatchina Palace. These are also two very famous palaces. They can go for Oranienbaum, which is all these places are outside the city. So if they want to take these excursions, they also need to just go at least 1 hour outside the city to visit it. But the mainest ones were what I suggested already.
All right. And since Russia has now opened up for tourism, so all the attractions like the Hermitage are open now in Russia, or are there some restrictions as well?
Well, we are so lucky that there is no restrictions right now. There was restriction like 1 month ago, 1.5 months ago, but due to opening and as the situation with COVID got better in Russia and thanks to vaccines, also as in India going on, the situation has got better, and that's why they have removed all the limitation from everywhere. So it's like the normal life as before. Even in the streets, people they don't have to wear the mask. Even in some places, they don't have to wear the mask. So yeah, I can say that travelers easily can come to Russia.
Well, definitely, that is definitely a ray of hope for the international travel and a good news for all our travel members as well.
Of course, and we are also very happy for this good news because we have been like for 1 year waiting our dear Indians, and I'm sure that soon we will visit them.
Definitely. So, like as you mentioned about the high-speed train Sapsan, are there any different classes of travel in Sapsan as well?
Well, also, yes, there is different classes. There are economy, there are economy plus, there are comfort, there are business class, there are first class. So the prices are very different. In some higher sort of classes, they have even food. Otherwise, in economy class and economy plus, that usually in the packages will be given. They don't have food. So if they want, they can take it because there is a restaurant. As I said, it's not only like a train, it's a very amazing train. It's like a restaurant, it's like a shop. They can find whatever they want over there. And even in case of food, they will have no problem. Yes, there is different classes.
All right. I hope this gives them an idea about their question. So, like as in the presentation, you mentioned like the must-sees in Russia, the Hermitage, Bolshoi Theater, and the circus. So, how many nights will a person need to cover all these things?
All these things. Well, as I said before, if 7 nights is enough for 7 nights, because see, the packages, if they take the packages for full days, basically we have enough time to visit all these places. As I said before, for example, when the tourists going to Red Square, almost 4 or 5 attractions are around Red Square. So it doesn't take their time. Maybe in 3 hours or 3 hours, 30 minutes, they will finish that part of the excursion. So after that, they will go, I don't know, for Kremlin. They can go for, in the afternoon, we usually suggest them Nicolin Circus. If in St. Petersburg, we usually suggest them a ballet show, or even in Moscow, we suggest them folkloric show, which is really, really amazing. And usually the tourists, European tourists, they book it like period 3 months before their arrival. So that's why it's really famous, and it is really tough to find a good seat over there. That's why we usually ask our clients to make their decision faster. Answering this question, I can say 7 nights is enough to cover all these things.
All right. I hope this gives them an idea about their question as well. So next question is from Mr. Adnan, and he's asking, is e-visa available for Russia?
Well, as I explained during the presentation, e-visa was promised before, and it was promised like 6 months ago. And 3-4 months ago, they they promised that they will be operating e-visa from the 1st of January 2021, but so far they have not done it. So the process is as before. I think this is the situation of COVID, and since they have not opened the border and they have not updated the flights with all the countries, they are waiting for that moment, because as you know, they have operated this program for more than 52 countries, that the travelers from these 52 countries, they can get e-visa, and the prices is also a little lower, and the process of getting is easier. And by the way, they can stay in the country for about 16 days.
All right. Thank you for answering this question. Next question. Well, actually, as I remember that you mentioned, like if the client visits summer, then this is the particular thing in Russia, and if he visits in winter, then these are the particular things. So, like according to you, what is the best time to visit Russia?
Well, the best time to visit Russia starts from, I can say, from 20th of April, if they really want to visit all the palaces, because as I said before, there are some palaces that they operate in summertime or during the springtime when the weather is warmer. So I can say the best time from the second half of April, it will start. And I don't put any end to this duration, because for each timing, for each time of the seasons, they will have opportunity to visit. Also, if they are very enthusiastic about the weather, they can come also for May, June, July. In these 3 months, the warmest months, and July is the warmest month. Sometimes the temperature goes over 30, plus 30. Can you imagine in Russia? So to answer this question, I say from 15th of April till end of August.
All right.
But
so
let me correct something. Due to the low number of hotels in St. Petersburg, and due to the limitation, and due to this, that knowing this fact that the weather is much better during this time, and travelers coming for very huge number of travelers coming to St. Petersburg and totally in Russia, during this time, the prices during this time, like in May, June, and July, and even in August, prices are a little higher. But if they're looking for lower rate, they can come during like August or September or October. Believe me, in September also it is warm and everything is operating.
all right. Thank you for this important piece of information as well. So like last question before we wrap up our today's learning session, and it is in regards with, I believe, the changes in the Indian tourism policy in regards with international arrivals, where now the participants will like the person who returns from internationally, so they will have to fill a self-declaration form, and also have to done their RT-PCR test from the country from which they are arriving. So can you mention the COVID as in the test for cost for the COVID test in Moscow and St. Petersburg?
Well, the prices in Moscow and St. Petersburg are a little bit different. In St. Petersburg, if the client's going to any kind of lab, considering also taxes to go and return, it will go for per person, I think something around 30-35 USD in St. Petersburg. And in Moscow, we can say like around $40. But we are providing our clients with 25 USD in St. Petersburg and $30 in Moscow. So they don't need to go anywhere. They will stay at home and they will get tested, and we will provide the print of English language of results. So we will just give them, and everything is very comfortable.
All right. Well, that indeed was quite an informative session, and with the Q&A also, like I believe you answered everything and the doubts and queries which our travel members will have about Russia. And what, as I mentioned in the initial part of the session, like what will be the testing rules, what are all the things that are that one can visit in Russia. So they were beautifully covered as well, and especially the part where you covered the must see portion and the standard itineraries which a travel agent must know about, and the food. So these all small definitely they might be small for some people, but these are quite important things when we talk about Indians, like especially as I mentioned, like food is quite an important aspect when we visit internationally. Like definitely food is one of the main things, and we Indians love food. So it was definitely quite an informative presentation, and I thank you for like giving us the opportunity and coming on our platform and sharing the things about Russia. And thank you audience too, like you took out your precious time to attend this session. And I hope like all your doubts and queries regarding like Russia, how different it's gonna be in the post-COVID times, were resolved. And for best B2B deals, you can submit your queries via TravClan app or website, or you can mail us at b2bprice@travclan.com. And the viewers who are watching us on YouTube right now, if you like today's session, do it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you never miss out on any such of our exciting learning webinars. So thank you once again. Till then next time.
Thank you so much.